Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got a blind given to us by Dennis. Now, if you don't know who Dennis is, remember the first bourbon meetup that I ever went to? That is the guy who invited me to it. Now, I'm going to put his picture up. Dennis, shout out to you, man. We've talked since then. We've become friends over that short period of time. Dennis is about to start his own whiskey tube endeavor. Him and a buddy are about to start a channel called the Whiskey Blinders. Now, it's not up and running just yet. They're going to get everything situated and get it up and running, and I think they're probably going to make some great content. But in the meantime, check out this answer key. This has to be the coolest answer key I think I've ever gotten. I've got to put a close-up of this thing. It's got a wax seal with the Whiskey Blinders on it. That is one of the coolest things I've ever got. I am going to get this table set up. We are not going to do a long blind. I know I've been doing long blinds here lately, but we are not going to do a long blind today. I'm going to get the table set up. These are all labeled A, B, C, and D from my right to my left. Give me a second. So now that I'm back, we are going to go ahead and spin these. So now it's kind of like a double blind because we've got them labeled A, B, C, and D, and I'm spinning them on the channel, so I don't know what they are at all. Now that they've stopped, we'll get these set to the side. We'll go ahead and get the wheel down, and we'll get started. So this is going to be place 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is only their places. I know I have A, B, C, and D. I hate doing place 1, place this, place that. Let me get into the color. So they pretty much all look to be the same color. Like, I don't see anything different. Now, he didn't tell me, well, no. This one right here might be a little lighter. He didn't tell me whether or not these were ryes, these were bourbons, American whiskeys, light whiskeys. So I don't know, you know, what's in the glasses. So let me get into the glass that's in place number 1. Very light. Light oak like cream. Doesn't hit me with a lot of ethanol. Almost has like a banana note in it. So comes across kind of brown forming-ish. And sometimes I get a light banana out of some of the 1792 stuff. But mainly on the nose, maybe even a little nutty on the nose. Because I typically don't get that banana note on 1792 until I sip on it a little bit. All right. Now, actually, that's kind of nutty on the nose. I don't know if I want to say banana now. I'm kind of thinking that's kind of nutty on the nose. All right. Glass, place number 2. Kind of citrus on the nose. That one's light too. These might be low proof, because I don't get a ton of ethanol punching me in the face. When I dig deep, maybe a slight caramel, slight citrus, not citrus, oh, I'm sorry. Slight caramel, slight fruity-ish note. No, I will go with citrus. Place 3. Kind of hard to pull anything out. I am getting kind of like a slight tinge of an oak. It smells just like a low proof bourbon, to be honest with you. It's nothing that's kind of like standing out. All right. Oh, this one smells a little different. This one smells kind of chocolatey. Yeah, that one's got a little bit of an old funk, like look, I know this sounds crazy, but you know how, like, if you've ever been in school and those old books, you open them up and it's got like that funk, like almost like a cheesy funk. It's got a little bit of a funk and a chocolate going on. All right, let's get into the palettes. All right, so once again, my right to my left, this is going to be place number 1 to place number 4. Actually getting a little more vanilla and clove, a little bit of citrus in the palate. I'm in on the nose. That stung the nose. That's nutty. Sweet, though. It's sweet, it's nutty. Almost like chocolate and peanut butter. Nothing else came out of the nose. All right, let's go on to place number 2. Believe it or not, when I went back into the nose on place number 2, that one got more Buffalo Trace-y or Buffalo Trace-esque. I'm starting to pull grape out of that thing now. Some berry notes, a little bit of grape. Maybe a slight honey. All right, let's go in the glass. Place number 3. Yeah, still kind of muted on the nose. All right. Oh, that's sweet. Ton of berries. That's got a ton of berries in it. A little bit of char across the back. Very well rounded. That's the one thing I can say about all of these pours so far. No sharp notes. If I had to say one had a sharp note so far, it would be this one. There's almost a little bit of that, like pinky racer note, like right in the background, and it was there just a touch in the nose, but right in the background it just kind of sits. But it's not sharp, so I don't want to call it sharp. It's just a different note. All right, glass 4. Glass 4 and glass 2 taste very similar. Glass 4 has more honey. These are very good pours. I am gonna step out on a limb because normally I don't get proof right and say that these are anywhere from 95 to 105. If they are higher than that, I need to stop drinking because I've become a proof hound. But I'm kind of ready to rank these, man. I am gonna have to say glass one is kind of my favorite right now. Glass 2, they're all good pours. This pinky racer note in that one, you know, it's kind of sharp. I would say this is probably going to be the place number 4 is probably going to be my number 2. Place number 2 is probably going to be my number 3. And then this last or third place is going to be in my last place. Now, I'm kind of interested to see what they are. I want to see if I'm right on the proofs. All right. So once again, cracking. Look at that. That is cool, man. Look, I am ripping open my wax stamp, my wax seal wax stamp. All right, let's get into the answer key. So I don't know what they are yet, but I kind of wanted to show you guys that he even put it on the inside of the answer key. So that's cool. So look, it says Dennis the Bourbon Dad. All right. A is going to be Penelope S&W. Oh, this is the Architect store pick. I have this one. B is going to be Penelope S&W Toasted store pick at 116. The Architect was 110. C is going to be S&W Rosé Cask Penelope at 115. And D is going to be the Penelope S&W Valencia at 110. Wow. Okay. So he put together a whole Penelope blind for me. Thank you, Dennis. Look, man, I appreciate it. Look, I had a great time because I was thinking between 95 and 105. These are all between 110 and 116. So I've become a proof hound because they did not come across like that. All right, so let's see what made my number 1. B. All right, so B was the Penelope Toasted. That was the one that was the most nutty out of them all, but I kind of like that, like, chocolate peanut butter note. All right, so let's see what came in second place. All right, second place is D. D is the Penelope Valencia. This is the S&W store pick Valencia. All right, let's see what came in third place. So third was A. A is the S&W Architect, coming in at 110 proof. Like I said, none of these are bad at all. All right, and C, which is last place. C was the S&W Rosé Cast Finish. Now, I'm telling you, the Rosé Cast Finish, when I had it at a party, the bourbon meetup that we were at, I just found that thing to just be excellent. These are all great pours, But tonight, there was just something in this that was just a little, I don't even want to use the word sharp because these were all well-rounded, but it just had like that pinky racer. If you smelled that, like the thick block one. So if you smelled that, like when you were erasing in school, that is the note that I got off of that. That's the only reason why it dropped down to last place, because I was kind of contemplating a little bit whether I wanted to put it in last place. But look, Dennis, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. This was a fun blind, a Penelope S&W blind. So shout out to Kevin. You know I always got to give love to Kevin when it comes to shouting out S&W. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you head into a drop. Till next time.